Well, howdy folks, how's it going today? I hope everybody's doing really good. Well, I'm going to make myself a guitar neck removal jig for acoustic guitars here. I've been meaning to make a good one for quite a while, so I'm going to do mine a little different. Everybody does them out of plywood. I'm using this stuff here. It's really thick. It's like tempered aluminum, ABS plastic, and another sheet of tempered aluminum. You can drive a truck over this stuff. It's really strong and rigid. So, it's not like we're going to be using a hydraulic jack to pump the neck off here anyway. So this should work out just fine and last a long time. So what we got going here basically is this. I've sketched this out a couple times, but as you can see, roughly, I actually set a guitar on here and traced it out, okay? So this is where the fingerboard would be normally, and you can see the shoulders and the waist of the guitar itself. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to take these pieces of ash here that I've cut, and I'm going to put those on over the perf line in the structural side of the guitar. This is just going to be where the jig itself rests on the guitar. So when this is done, I'll put cork padding on these faces. This will get flipped over and it'll be actually touching the face of the guitar, okay? So we got to get that done. I'm going to get these glued on, and we also need a couple down here as well. So I've got a couple more all cut out. Again, we'll put padding on all these. Then what we'll do is I've got these lines drawn here from where the waist kind of comes in. I'm going to drill holes here for pieces of all thread. And I'll drill holes through this piece in my hand as well. And this piece that I have in my hand, I'll put cork padding on, and that will be on the back side of the guitar underneath. And like I said, this will be flipped over on the top. So this is what holds the jig to the guitar itself. Pretty simple. When I drill the holes, I'm just going to put this piece under it and drill right through both so I know I've got it right and they'll line up. Okay, so once that's done, what we're going to do then, I've got this piece of aluminum here. This is tempered. Something I had laying around, an old piece of track, window track or something. Really strong though. So what we'll end up doing is drilling a hole in right through the metal. This piece of aluminum will have a hole here and a hole here with two more pieces of all thread and a hole on each end of this, okay? So that'll be suspended by all thread. In the middle, I'm going to tap a hole and put some sort of bolt with a handle or whatever on it. And that way that bolt can push against the heel of the neck. And that's pretty much the whole jig right there in a nutshell. I know it might be a little hard to wrap your head around it right now, but when I get it done, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So step one is to glue these up. Now a lot of people will just glue these on right straight or even like this. I want it over the side of the guitar itself, so I'm going to kind of split the difference on them. Each guitar is a little different, so this was a pretty good sized dreadnought that I used for a trace pattern. So we should be in good shape. I'll get these glued down, and then we'll glue some cork padding right to them, and get some holes drilled and some all thread, and this won't take long at all. I'll give you all the dimensions here as we go along. Alright, we got the Gorilla Glue out. That's what we're going to use here. So again, I'm just going to put some glue down on here. And I'm going to put this, like I said, lined up as best I can over that line of the guitar itself. I want that block sitting on there so it's getting the right amount of pressure in the right places, folks. That's pretty much what we're looking for. So we're going to kind of just go with that right there. I like that. So again, I made some little kind of reference marks on these just so I could kind of line things up. So the next thing is we'll just move right around and do the same process here. I've seen quite a few versions of these. I mean, StewMac sells them. If you're not comfortable making one, you can buy one too. I enjoy making this stuff myself. It's really not about the price or that StewMac is expensive or anything like that. I'm not trying to portray that at all. They actually have some nice quality stuff, really. Okay, so I think that's pretty good right there. I'm just gonna double check my marks. All right, I'll go on to the next one here. And same thing. Now I did mark where my heel is, in kind of in reference with this, that's why I traced the body of the guitar right on the piece that I'm putting the glue on. I think that's a good idea, honestly. Then you can see where to put your bracing. Okay, so that way your bracing is going in the right spot. Alright, I got all those glued on. I don't have any gorillas right handy to test it out, but I tugged on them pretty good. They seem pretty solid. So we might as well get some padding on them and get that over with right now. Okay, out come the drink coasters. I buy these cork drink coasters on wherever, eBay. I use this stuff constantly. I gotta get some more actually, but that's what we're gonna use for padding. I think I'm gonna double them up too. Put 2 on, we'll glue them right on so they stay. Same thing here. We'll double all of them right up. And we're really just mostly worried about, where it's going to touch the guitar. So, yeah, there is some overhang there. I'm not going to worry about that at all, actually. That's okay. It's just a little extra safety. And hopefully you guys are getting the picture now, what we're going to do. So, again, this will be flipped over on the top of the guitar when we're all done. That's why we want this padding on there. Cork seems to work good. I mean, if you're going to use it, if you're going to do this kind of stuff, it's good to have some, put it on your clamps. You use it all the time just for protection. And it's really inexpensive. And you can reuse it too, so... that's pretty much all I can do right now. I'm going to glue these up, and we'll just kind of let that sit. And I need to go get some threaded rod, will be my next move, and some wing nuts and washers. And basically just all we have left to do is drill a hole in each end of this push bar. We'll drill one in the middle and tap it. So we have a push bolt, so to speak, to push on the neck heel. And we'll do the same deal with this. We'll drill some holes in it, so that way we can have adjustable holes, for the waist of the guitar. So we can use it on different instruments. That will also be suspended by some all thread. And we need to put some padding on this as well. So that'll be the next move after I get the holes drilled out. And we'll get some good padding on this so it doesn't mar up the back of the guitar when we're using it. So looking pretty good here so far. I think this is going to work out great. I know some people may be skeptical of this, but I'm pretty pretty 100% sure that this is going to work. This stuff is really rigid. You got to remember, this is just basically to hold the guitar while this thing's doing the work, pushing the heel. So it's not like we're going to use tons of force, but there is some force involved. So we want to make sure we have good padding and some good material. Now you can use plywood, that's not a big deal. This is what I'm choosing to use, and we'll see how it works out. Okay, let's get on to the next step. Okay, so I lost a little bit of the footage, but things got a little bit unchained maybe along the way. But this is what it looks like, folks, when it's all done. Now, this stuff is really rigid, like I said. I painted it, and I was just softening the edges with some tape after I filed them, kind of rounded them over, and I just couldn't resist, so I striped it. Anyway, we have a piece of ash back here with some cork padding I glued on there. Now that'll hold the guitar at its waist. And this is where the fretboard extension will be, obviously. Now I've got this bolt that comes up, and I've got a rounded head on it as well. And there's also a nut that is glued to this aluminum bar here, okay? The only thing left that I really need to do is make a wooden block. I'm going to drill a hole in it, not all the way through, but just so this can kind of sit in it without, shifting side to side or anything like that. Put some cork padding on that, and should be good to go. Now I went with all 3/8 all thread. A little heavy, but you could pull the neck off a giraffe with that thing. Anyway, yeah, it's good and sturdy, so I am going to try this out real soon. I'll let you know the results of it, and if you guys are interested, I'll actually give you all the dimensions, and you can build your own pretty easy. Not really that tough, it's just a little bit of drilling and, get some all thread. This piece you could probably use out of a nice piece of hardwood as well. Maybe stiffen it up a little bit. Piece of angle iron, anything like that. I just happen to have this laying around, so there we go, folks. That is the coolest neck removal jig, hopefully on YouTube. We'll see what she'll do here pretty soon. I'm going to slap this on a friend's guitar, and we'll push the neck off it and see how it works. Alright, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you real soon. Be good. Okie doke.